ladies and gentlemen, it's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's finals night here in the GAW Academy. 2 Stormchaser finals matches. And we begin tonight with the women's finals of the Stormchaser tournament. 8 women began, and now we are down to 2. The winner gets themselves a one-way contract to Wednesday Night Storm, the main roster. And Lazzara is the first to come out, make her entrance tonight, because I'm told that she wants to address the GAW faithful in the crowd and at home. And folks, I don't think I need to tell you that when the women's champion speaks, we all listen. And Lazzara has been very open about not knowing what she really wants, what her real desires are over the last couple months. So maybe she can clear that up for us. I think I owe everyone here an explanation. The last time you heard from me, I told you that mentally I wasn't ready for what was coming next. And you saw that happen. I lost matches. I lost in a 4-way. And folks, this is Kristen Sakamoto. Kristen lost in the semifinals, I should say, of the Stormchaser tournament to Lazzara. And now it's Kristen's sister, Katherine, who has drawn Lazzara in the finals. So let's see what Kristen has to say to her sister's finals opponent. Now, I'm not out here for the reason that I think a lot of people believe. I want you to know something, Lazzara. Win or lose in the finals, we all believe in you as a champion. Listen, that means a lot, but you'll understand if I'm sitting here saying maybe you've got some ulterior motives here. Look, I know you're facing my sister, and I love my sister, and I'll root for her every single time she's out here, but there's something I need you to know. Whether you win or lose in the next match, what you have done has meant so much for the GAW Academy, for us. I respect you as a competitor, as I have always done. Well, like I was saying before, I haven't felt myself for the last couple months. And I want everyone to know that the reason why is because even though I've tried my hardest to win this tournament, everything that I've ever tried to do is win every match I'm in. I don't want to leave this place. I never have. And neither do we. I guarantee you that nobody here wants to leave, because what we've built here is something truly, truly special. And I'm out here on behalf of myself and on behalf of my sister. I want you to know, and I want everyone to know, that win or lose, whatever happens in this final match, this place is special. And I don't want this to be the end of everything that we've built here. I don't want to leave the Academy tonight knowing that either my sister or one of the most respected competitors in this locker room is going to leave and never come back. Eddie's been talking about this for months, and I'm here to ask you in front of everybody, please don't leave. This has been weighing on me for a long time. And while I can't tell you for sure, what I can tell you is what I once thought was my goal just a few months ago now seems like such a childish thing. I truly don't want to leave. And I know that Katherine doesn't either. No, she doesn't. Nobody does. So Lazzara, good luck. And Katherine, let's give them a night to remember. Wow, Kristen really just turning the entire tournament on its head, introducing her sister Katherine. And look, Katherine out here with some showmanship, coming out to the ring to meet Lazzara. And what we've seen, I mean, that was the most direct anyone in the Academy has been, by talking about the possibility that maybe the winner of this tournament, the woman who is guaranteed a one-way contract up to Wednesday Night Storm, that maybe that possibility exists that they wouldn't go. And, you know, that to me, I mean, from my perspective, is just unbelievable that we could potentially have that. But, I mean, who really knows at this point? What I know is we need to get to this match. It's really amazing to think that both of these women have entertained the idea of potentially not taking the reward that comes at the end of this tournament. You know, I mean, it hasn't really happened before, but you can see how much this match still means to them, even though that possibility is there. Knee straight to the gut of Lazzara, and a kick flattens the world champ. Lazzara catches Katherine coming in, and a gut-wrench bomb. Lazzara very clearly has the strength advantage here over the MMA legend killer. Katherine Sakamoto has the advantage in any kind of traditional submission-based game. Here, Lazzara, knee and a lariat combination. Katherine rolls out of the ring, trying to get herself acclimated here to the different style of Lazzara. Katherine, her tournament so far has consisted of another mixed martial arts-based wrestler, that being Thunderbolt Suzuki. Katherine beat her in the first round, and then Martina Del Sol in the semifinals. Del Sol was coming off an upset over the 2-seed Caitlin Dunlap. So Lazzara has yet to, or Katherine rather, has yet to face anyone quite like the Academy champion yet. Lazzara, meanwhile, laying in with a huge striking combination, and Lazzara tosses Katherine right into those steel steps. Brutal from the Academy champion, who then breaks the count. Lazzara, her first round win came over Katana, the 8th seed. And then, of course, in the semifinals, she beat Katherine's sister, Kristen. And that has been her road here. Lazzara back into the ring, catches her with a right forearm. And now Katherine up under the shoulders of Lazzara, drops her down with a GTS-style kick. And Katherine, first cover of the match here from the champion. Wow. Katherine with an early kick out before one. The intensity is there for both of these women. Knees up from Katherine as Lazzara went into the corner, but Lazzara catches her with a spinning face buster. Wow, what a match we're witnessing here. The early stages have been intense, just as we predicted. And, you know, we may have been predicting that, but it certainly wasn't guaranteed that we would see such intensity. Cover here from Lazzara, kick out again at one from Katherine. You know, given the fact that Kristen Sakamoto confirmed that both of these women have been at least entertaining the idea of not heading up to the main roster when this is all said and done. You know, you didn't know if he would see this level of intensity, but, you know, both of these women take a lot of pride in their ability here in the squared circle. And I think that is very much apparent here. Katherine looking for the knees in the corner. Katherine out of the way, but Lazzara, nice takedown here, targeting the legs of Katherine Sakamoto. And I think Lazzara knows how important that is. You know, not only does Katherine need that leg power for the stare at the lights, Lazzara now going for the cover off the elbow drop. Katherine able to kick out. Lazzara needs the leg power for the stare at the lights that she uses from the top rope, the diving double foot stomp. That's how she beat Martina Del Sol. But she also needs it to add extra pressure in her legend killer submission. Oh, wait a minute, Lazzara, make my fortune! Lazzara may have just ended things here with Katherine Sakamoto to make my fortune. No! Katherine. 2.9 is the count, but it's not 3, and Katherine is still alive in this match. Katherine rolls over Lazzara, catches the arm, and now catches the leg as well. Arm and leg trapped armbar here for Katherine Sakamoto, the best submission wrestler we have here in the Academy, but Lazzara, just pure strength, able to wrench her arm free and eats a big thrust kick straight to the jaw. Katherine now going up top, despite the work that Lazzara has done on the legs. Katherine, stare at the lights, nobody home. Lazzara knew it was coming, and now Lazzara whips her into the corner. Lazzara sent over the top, and Lazzara comes right back with an elbow. Katherine thought that she had avoided the big move from Lazzara, and now Lazzara into a top wrist lock, brings Katherine down to her knees. Katherine, couple strikes, able to work her way out of it, and that was needed. Who knows, the momentum Lazzara could be on. Suplex countered by Lazzara. Strike to the gut, and now Lazzara with another spinning face buster. We may be looking at the end stages of this match here. Lazzara, where I've been. You gotta think that neither woman can take much more of this punishment that we've seen. Leg drop, guillotine straight across the throat of Katherine Sakamoto, and Lazzara, she is definitely looking to put this match away right now. She's given Katherine everything she can handle, and now just one more, looking for make my fortune, counter with a lariat. Katherine drops the women's champion and now wrenches her into this triangle choke. Lazzara, look at this, just stands up. Look at the pure power of the women's champion, slams her down. That's not the first time we've seen that. And it was, of course, most famously used when Matt Hughes used it to win a middleweight championship in the UFC years ago. Lazzara placing Katherine on the top rope. Katherine gets an elbow, and now Katherine from the top, big diving clothesline, turns Lazzara inside out. Katherine going for the cover, trying to push the momentum here. Kick out at 2 from Katherine. Wow, you know, you can say this with every match. Whoa, I think Lazzara just countered the legend killer submission. You can say it with every match, but this is so unpredictable right now. Every sporting event is to a degree, but you know, sometimes you just see the way that a match is going, you see the way that a game is going, and you say, man, you know, I know that anything can happen, but you know, the outcome here is expected, but certainly in this match, that is not the case. The outcome is by no means expected, as Katherine going for a taunt right in the face of the women's champion, and she pays for it. Blue Thunderbomb from Lazzara and a high stack from the women's champion. Katherine in trouble. Kick out at 2.5. Katherine almost paid for getting a little cocky right there with the women's champ. Lazzara, Irish whip comes off the ropes, does Katherine, and underneath the outstretched arm of Lazzara, now Katherine trying to go for the leg. Lazzara, ooh, that is the worst place to take a knee, right in the ribs. But you can see Lazzara is struggling herself with the cardio, and maybe that's part of the fact that Lazzara mentally is just not where she likes to be coming into a match. Maybe that's part of it. Katherine whips her into the corner. Oh, look at that big strike. Katherine, heavy rights and lefts, and now tosses Lazzara out of the corner. Katherine is stronger than she looks. No doubt about it. And now Katherine. This is the setup as Katherine looking for the legend killer. Lazzara out of the way. Boot caught by the MMA legend killer. And now Katherine snaps suplex. Katherine knows how important it is to stay on the offensive against a competitor as dangerous as Lazzara. And now a grounded abdominal stretch. You can see the monkey grip there maintained by Katherine makes it so hard for Lazzara to try to work her way out of this. Lazzara doing everything she can to try to wrench that right arm free. It's locked in tight, but Lazzara eventually targets the knee of Katherine, and that will finally cause her to break the hold. What a judo toss from the champ. Lazzara waits for Katherine to get to her feet. Lazzara for one last time, looking for Make My Fortune. No, another lariat from Katherine. And Katherine with a huge thrust kick. Katherine hits the lariat and the thrust kick. 2 moves straight to the jaw of the Women's World Champion. And now Lazzara in trouble. Kick out at 2. The Academy Champion has been put through the ringer by Katherine Sakamoto. And now Katherine going up top. We've seen her use this almost as much as the legend killer. Elbow drop. No, Lazzara knew that the stare at the lights was coming. And now Lazzara, ooh, giant forearm right across the throat of Katherine. Lazzara, look at this, never look back from Lazzara. She rarely uses that shooting star press, but Katherine had even that one scouted. Unbelievable, enziguri from Lazzara. What a phenomenal match that we have here. Katherine runs back into the ring. You know that both of these women need a decision to happen one way or the other. Back elbow and an enziguri combination in the corner from Lazzara. And Lazzara once again goes for the cover on Katherine. Kick out at 2. It's amazing how well these women know each other, how well they have each other scouted, that Katherine even knew to look for never look back, a move that Lazzara herself rarely uses. Lazzara suplex into an armbar. Wow, beautifully and countered. Oh, I thought it was countered, but Lazzara manages to turn it into a grounded hammerlock as Katherine tried to work her way out of it. Lazzara has the right arm of Katherine, wrenches back. Reminiscent of another white face painted Mexican wrestler you might know. Katherine with a kick to the head, but it doesn't even faze the champion. Lazzara with a scoop slam. And I think the arm was trapped there for Katherine as well. Lazzara drops the elbow right on the throat of Katherine. Deep arm drag from the MMA legend killer, trying to get herself back into this match as Katherine hits the leg. Dragon screw, hangs on and slams it right against the mat. And Katherine targeting the leg of Lazzara, just as Lazzara did to her. And now Katherine looking up top. Katherine, stare at the lights. Nobody home once again. Lazzara out of the way. Heavy right. Kick, strike countered by Katherine. Right forearm. And Katherine wrist lock countered with a huge right by Lazzara. Lazzara, look at this. Crosses up the legs and drops her right on the knees. There might be no wrestling move on the planet that hurts your legs as much as that. Lazzara once again drops the elbow right across the throat of Katherine. And now Lazzara, a dragon sleeper from the Women's World Champion, but the referee calls for a rope break. Katherine was just able to get her foot close to the ropes, and the referee saw the rope break immediately. You can bet that we've assigned the best referee in the Academy to work this match given the stakes. And you know that the best referee in the Academy will be working the Hernandez Lee Carr match coming up next. Katherine catches Lazzara into the legend killer, and look at her drive the pressure in. Lazzara so close to the ropes, but the pain is too much. The pain is too much, and Katherine has submitted the Academy champion. Katherine Sakamoto wins the Stormchaser tournament. What an incredible match that we have just witnessed. And Lazzara admittedly was not in the right headspace. She was not there mentally the way that she likes to be, and yet she just delivered us maybe the match of the tournament. Wow, Katherine. Let's not forget, Katherine kicked out of a Make My Fortune. And then she countered 2 more. And Katherine Sakamoto. The open question is whether or not she's going. Is Katherine going to Wednesday Night Storm? I can't tell you for sure, but what I can tell you is Katherine Sakamoto is the first ever women's Stormchaser champion. We'll learn more about her future, I think, very soon, at least I hope. But all we know now is Katherine stands alone. Congratulations to the MMA legend killer taking her place atop the throne. Coming up next, the ultimate Cinderella, Lee Carr, against the man who has changed the GAW Academy, Eddie Hernandez.
Welcome home.
When I say this place is my home, I mean it. I mean it every time I say it. Remember the blood that you spilled defending this territory. We have your back if you have ours. You consider this place home. I will accept you. We will accept you. We will protect you. This is for everybody in the locker room. This is for every professional wrestler, everyone who has given their blood, given their sweat, given their time, given up their lives for this sport. Well, we have just seen Katherine Sakamoto rise to the top of the 8 women in the Stormchaser tournament, and now the final 2 men of the 16 that began this grueling Stormchaser tournament face off in one last match. Lee Carr, the ultimate Cinderella, a man who almost no one was giving a chance at the beginning of the knockout stages, has somehow risen to this point. Lee Carr is 3 seconds away from becoming the first ever male Stormchaser champion. The reception for Eddie Hernandez is unmistakable, and while Lee Carr is this tournament's ultimate Cinderella, the man that no one expected to be here, Eddie Hernandez is basically the exact opposite. Eddie Hernandez is the man who months ago everyone expected that he would be here. The level that he's wrestling at, and then the way that he has changed the game, the way that he has changed the perception around the GAW Academy, it cannot be overstated what this man has done for this competition and for the GAW Academy in general. Eddie Hernandez is a special, special talent, and now he gets one last chance to show it. For that, the GAW Academy Stormchaser Championship. A beautiful belt. Eddie Hernandez and Lee Carr face off for the first championship. This is, I mean, it's almost amazing to see these 2 men in this scenario because, again, I mean, you couldn't get any different when you talk about the amount of expectations that were surrounding these 2 guys coming in. Eddie Hernandez, I mean, everyone had basically penciled him in to this spot in the finals from the very beginning, at least from the beginning of the knockout stages, whereas Lee Carr, I mean, he was 1-9 in the group stages. I mean, this is a guy that everyone had written out I mean, a lot of people had penciled in Oliver Parker into the finals. They thought it was going to be Hernandez versus Parker. That was the big expectation. They had fought at Nitro 10, and everyone figured, well, this is going to be the matchup. Well, Lee Carr had other ideas, and it just goes to show you, in every sport and in wrestling in particular, there's always a degree of unpredictability. You can never be sure, and that's why they wrestle the matches, as they say. Speaking of Lee Carr's run, let's talk about it. He came off a first-round win over Oliver Parker after Parker was coming back from his brutal Nitro 10 match with Eddie Hernandez. Then Carr moved on, faced Andrew Wesley in the quarterfinals. Beautiful modified backdrop from Hernandez there. Carr beat Oliver Parker's blood rival Andrew Wesley in that quarterfinal match. Hernandez going for the cover. Carr kicks out at 1. And that moved him on to the semifinals, where he took on Kurt Andrews, the #1 contender for the GAW Academy Championship, a man who is a champion in multiple promotions, and Carr managed to overcome him as well. And now he's got one more challenge ahead of him. Hernandez with another cover here. Lee Carr kicks out at 1. And arguably, this is the biggest challenge that Carr has yet faced in this tournament. Hernandez drops underneath. Carr able to sidestep whatever move is coming, but Hernandez just too quick for the firework. Hernandez, let's talk about where he came from. His first round match came against the massive 400-pound Tonga. Hernandez dominated the big man in that first match, moved on to face Stefford Drummond, and that was an absolutely incredible match in which Stefford Drummond threw everything in the kitchen sink at Eddie Hernandez. Hernandez was a bloody mess by the end of that thing, and yet he prevailed to move on to the semifinals, where he took on the man who was undefeated in the Academy, Lancelot, the man who had made more headlines than almost anyone. And Eddie Hernandez beat him in an incredible match. Lancelot, you can say he gave Hernandez his blessing by not attacking Chopper after the match, which Lancelot had done to his previous 2 opponents. Lee Carr with a modified code breaker. And look at the height that Hernandez got. That is, God, what is Lee Carr's shin made out of? It's like adamantium. Lee Carr going for the cover. Referee a little slow, but it doesn't matter. Eddie Hernandez with an easy kick out. Lee Carr's devastating drop kick straight to the chest, called the green out. It's what he's used to win all of his matches. He used a green out with Oliver Parker draped over the bottom rope to get so far the biggest upset of the tournament, at least in terms of seeding differential. That was a 15-2. Lee Carr going for the kick. Hernandez up out of the way, and Hernandez looking for the backdrop. Carr backflips out of it, and Carr with a pop-up Meteora. Now, as many expectations as there were surrounding Eddie Hernandez coming into this, Hernandez knows better than anyone that he can't take any of that for granted. Carr with a huge elbow straight to the jaw. And Hernandez learning now. Oh, Carr looking for that swinging knee strike, almost like a leg lariat. Eddie Hernandez caught it, and now a single leg crab from Chopper. Hernandez trying to sit back on it. It's so hard to keep your balance in this particular hold, and Lee Carr, you can see the pain across his face, but Carr is able to roll himself over and break the hold. Now the question of what Katherine Sakamoto will do, given the fact that Kristen has alluded to, oh, we got a cover here from Lee Carr. Eddie Hernandez kicks out. Kristen Sakamoto has alluded to the fact that Katherine may not want to go up to the main roster, go up to Wednesday Night Storm. Carr looking for the green out, sidestepped by Hernandez. Hernandez whips him into the corner, elbow, and an enziguri. Well, Eddie Hernandez was the one who first introduced the idea that maybe the GAW Academy was more than just a stepping stone. And it's an idea that we've seen now many wrestlers play off of since then. Lancelot several times has spoken about the stature of the Academy. Kurt Andrews has talked about it. We saw Lazzara, Kristen, I mean, so many have talked about the stature of the GAW Academy. Hernandez looking for the rolling senton off the top rope. Lee Carr out of the way, but Hernandez again uses that pace. Another elbow enziguri combination to Lee Carr in the corner. We shouldn't forget that Eddie Hernandez is the man who started this whole trend of this idea that the Academy is more than what even I gave it credit for at the beginning of this tournament. So because of that, Hernandez, the result here, who knows what it might mean going forward. Hernandez coming off the ropes with a single leg takedown, and Lee Carr did a very good job to make sure that Hernandez couldn't hit either of his two devastating top rope moves. And now Lee Carr will introduce Eddie Hernandez to the top turnbuckle. I've said it before and I'll say it again, that's not an introduction that I want to be a part of. As Lee Carr sets up Hernandez, Lee Carr has a running start looking for the green out, and Eddie Hernandez able to put him down. Beautifully done from Chopper, looking for a second running knee strike straight to the chest. Lee Carr catches him. Fireman's carry, and Carr with a GTS style kick out of the fireman's carry. Well done from Lee Carr, and now the firework will go for the cover. Hernandez kicks out at 2.5. Carr with an elbow. And now Carr looking for a swinging kick once again. That leg lariat, and Eddie Hernandez for a second time catches him into the single leg crab. This time, Lee Carr had the good sense to catch the rope with his arm, force a rope break, but now Eddie Hernandez going up top. Hernandez, you know what he's looking for. He's done it so many times. Speakeasy from Eddie Hernandez. Chopper with a speakeasy. He's used it to beat every opponent on the road to this finals, and Eddie Hernandez is the Stormchaser Tournament Champion. Eddie Hernandez, from moment one, has increased the stature of the Academy in so many ways. Eddie Hernandez is Mr. GAW Academy, and here he is now, realizing his destiny that so many people believed that he would achieve. Eddie Hernandez stands atop 16 men. He is the Academy champion. And now, Eddie Hernandez, please do what we've all been hoping you would do from moment one. You, sir, are headed to the GAW main roster, and I, along with everyone else, want you please to address the fans right now. Oh my God. Thank you all so much for willing me through that. Thank you for everything you've done for me throughout my whole career, even when maybe I didn't give back to you in the way I should have. But that's going to change. See, from the very beginning of this tournament and from the very beginning of this academy, everyone has looked at us as the stepping stone. That's what academy means. You learn and then you leave. And for so many of us, when we got here, the dream was to learn and then go to the GAW main roster, quote unquote. I say that every time. That was the dream here. But then it began to change. When this class of recruits into the GAW Academy, when we got to know each other, when we learned the success, the pedigree of the number of people that are here, champions from all over the world, Olympians, when you learn that, you realize, why are we here to learn? And I don't mean that in an arrogant way. I mean that like so many of us have proved ourselves, and yet we were told we need to get on this track. And then I meet Yunsan Park, and I see a man who took so much pride in the GAW Academy, a man who turned down a spot at an Academy showcase just because he didn't want to leave this place either. But I saw what this cycle does. I saw what it did to him. And I realized that that's what it was going to do to all of us. That we would no longer take pride in the place that we were. That we would view our spot right now, the place that we live, the place that we train, the friends that we've made, that we would view them only as stepping stones, as people and places and things to be conquered as we move on to the bigger and better thing, the brighter lights, the bigger money. I saw what happened to Yunsan Park, and I gave him some tough love, but make no mistake, I learned from him too. I learned what it means to really take pride in a place, but to have that taken away from you because there isn't a way to follow your dream by staying there. That's what I learned by listening to Yunsan Park, by talking to him. And even though I had to give him a little bit of tough love, I realized that Yunsan Park, he wasn't a sellout. He was a man who just wanted to follow his dreams. And now, this Stormchaser tournament has supposedly given us an opportunity to follow our dreams, to go up, quote unquote, to the main roster. But that's not my dream anymore. And folks, I want to ask the Stormchaser Women's Champion one question. Katherine Sakamoto, you are backstage. Are you going to Wednesday Night Storm?
No, I'm not going, and I never will.
You're goddamn right she's not going. And you know what else? I'm not going either. I'm not going anywhere, and neither is anyone else. No longer is Wednesday Night Storm going to be the place where we fulfill our dreams. No longer is the Academy just going to be a stepping stone. From moment one, you've seen so many people walk through here. I've introduced many myself. People that you would say, well, we'll just watch them for a few months and then maybe we'll see how they do on Wednesday Night Storm. But that's not how it's going to work here anymore. Every man and woman here, we've seen it for months, is capable of getting up to the level of Wednesday Night Storm. They are not on another level from us, not anymore. And so our future is not there. Our future is here. Our future is in building a GAW Academy that can compete with any wrestling promotion on earth. And all we need right now is the ability to do it. We have the wrestling talent. We have everyone that you love. You've been watching us for months, and I can't tell you how thankful I am for it. And now all we need is that ability to show you every week that Wednesday Night Storm is on, that the GAW Academy deserves to be on that level. And folks, to all the fans here and to everyone watching at home, I am beyond pleased to tell you that we do have that opportunity. That the groundswell of support from all of you and from all of us has made it so that when we return here on GA Wrestling, we will return as a weekly show for the GAW Academy. This is not some tournament. This is not some throwaway place. This is not some place where you train to go follow your dreams. This is the place where we will make our dreams a reality. We will prove that everyone here in the GAW Academy is as good, if not better, than anyone on Wednesday Night Storm. We are one of the best promotions on earth. You've heard it from me and you've heard it from countless other people. And when we resume here on GA Wrestling, every week you will find more and more evidence of why that is the case. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for everything you've done for us. You are the reason that we've made this change. We never would have been able to do this without you. And you know who you are if you've supported us, if you have been there with us every step of the way. You have made this change happen. And when we return, you will see what that change means. Thank you. And catch us next time.